All right, you guys, I'm going to do something a little different for you today because I had an experience myself, and I always have to share because I feel like it would be helpful to a lot of people here, okay? So I'm going to wait till a few more people jump on because this is important information for the women in here. And even if there's men that come in, you're going to get some important details and information. And you might learn something. You might learn something about a woman if you're with her and why she's having problems with her sexual activities and why she's saying no to you a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna teach you guys something about the pelvic floor that I learned today. That's very interesting. That I ended up going to the doctors today. Right? Hi, everybody. If you have problems or pain when you're having intercourse or you have issues masturbating, okay? If you have issues masturbating, problems when you're having intercourse, and it hurts, okay? I was just talking to my husband about this yesterday. Great, so you're here for a reason, and a lot of people need to hear this. If you have problems, like you urinate a lot, okay? If you're going to the bathroom frequently and you feel constant pressure in your pelvic area, in your vaginal, like, pelvic area, you always feel like there's like a ball inside you and it's like pressure and it pushes up on your insides, okay? This is also linked to endometriosis. So women who suffer from endometriosis, which is what I have, is a woman whose canal is smaller, right? So that means that your canal is smaller, so it's shorter in distance. So when a man penetrates you, right, and this is not to be gross, but when a man penetrates your vagina and your pelvic wall is smaller, that's usually that's linked to endometriosis. And when that happens, you're getting pain, you're experiencing pain, because when it's hitting your reproductive organs. It's like hitting in there. Instead of going up and just feeling good, it's almost getting stopped somewhere. You see what I'm saying to you? So it's a shorter wall canal. Now your pelvic floor, this is what's the interesting thing. Your pelvic floor is like down here, okay? It's right above your vagina. And if you feel constant pressure, or like even sexually, it's hard for you to really truly enjoy sex, like you feel like it's like a constraint, like you tighten up and you don't want to relax and let it flow, it's because your pelvic floor is weakened and it needs to be strengthened, okay? So when your pelvic floor is weakened, for instance, I went to the doctor today and I was wondering, like, why do I keep feeling pressure on my lower stomach? And then this comes with lower back pain, which I get lower back pain like crazy. And it's a weakened pelvic floor, especially if you're not sexually active. If you're not sexually active, this will really affect you even more. So getting in tune with your sacral chakra, okay? Your sacral chakra, the color red, you could put on a sacral chakra meditation. Thank you, Miss MX. Your sacral chakra meditation. So I'm going to tell you what I did to help strengthen my pelvic floor and to help release some of the tightness and tension that I've had in my lower region, okay? That's a fact. I couldn't give birth to my child. They had to cut me because same thing, mixed breed. I had to get a C-section because when women have small vaginal canals or cervix issues, it's usually because of the endometriosis, because your wall canal is very small and it's harder to open up and either things coming in or out of it, right? And a lot of women who have very hard, heavy period cramps, they experience what I'm talking about right now. That it comes with heavy period cramps because you're cramping, you're tensing up. And I don't know if any of you ever felt this when you're going to have sex with someone, right? I'm not sexually active now for a long time, almost a year and a half. But when you're going to have sexual intercourse with somebody, you tense up. You're like, mm. Now, obviously, a lot of this could have to do with mental stuff too. So that's why it's important to meditate on your sacral chakra. And if you've ever been molested or sexually abused growing up, this is going to be important for you to work on the sacral chakra and to really take back your power from all of those people, places, times, and space in this physical body, consciously putting awareness into your sacral chakra and forgiving those who have harmed you, especially if they've harmed you sexually. Because what people don't realize is if that happened, it could really affect your sexual appetite, wanting to have sex or not wanting to have sex, okay? So I will tell you guys, the pelvic floor is very important to strengthen. So one of the best ways you could strengthen it, because when your pelvic floor is weak, okay, when your bottom is weak here and you feel like you gotta pee a lot, constant pressure, you feel pressure, and you're not able to have like proper orgasms, you almost seem like it's like takes forever, or it's like hard to have an orgasm, and when you do, it's like a tensing up of the mind, body, and the soul. So one of the things that I did today that I practiced, first of all, if you gained a little bit of weight like I did, which I'm working on that and I'm trying to lose some weight, if you gained a little bit of weight like I did, the weight pressure on your stomach and not working out, not moving around, you know what I'm talking about. Like, we don't move around a lot, we sit on the couch and do this. That can weaken your pelvic floor because it's not tightening up. So one of the things you can do is, for those of you who need to, and even if you don't, even if you have a small stomach, lift up down here, like lift as much as you can, lift it up and tighten it and push it up. Lay down while you're doing this. Meditate on your sacral chakra, okay? Lay down, push it up, and do Kegels and squeeze and squeeze. Keep your legs spread open like this. I don't want to be gross, but keep your legs spread open. Lay down and just keep your I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but I would like to show you a little bit because I just did it and I got to tell you, like, it feels so much better down there. Like, it was so tense and so I don't know what was going on with me, but I went to the doctor because I thought something was wrong. Okay, so I'll show you. Hold on. All right, so I lay down like this, okay? I lay down like this, excuse me. I lay down like this, and sorry guys, if you just tuned in, nothing's weird's going on. I'm teaching you guys how to strengthen your pelvic muscle, okay? So what you want to do is you want to grab your stomach and, let me cover that. Grab your stomach and lift it up like this. Hold it up like that, right? And just keep holding it up. Open your legs and squeeze up and squeeze in your vagina. Like, squeeze in and back down. Squeeze up and squeeze in your vagina. Squeeze back down. Squeeze up. So you're going to be like thrusting, and then you're going to be squeezing your vaginal walls. You're going to, it's Kegels. You know what Kegels are, right? Those are exercises that you do in the vaginal wall, and you tighten that muscle, you tighten it, but the lifting up of the stomach, because when your pelvic floor is weak and when you don't have enough strength in your pelvic muscles, it's going to be very painful all the time. You're always going to feel like something's pushing down on you. That's the feeling you're going to get. So those are weakened pelvic muscles. So you want to tighten those. So lifting up your stomach and laying down and doing a meditation, putting on a sacral chakra meditation, okay? Sacral chakra meditation. And one of the things that also goes very well with this, because it's the sacral chakra, is you really, really want to let go of all guilt and shame connected to sexual activities. Okay, so again, if you have been molested as a child, if you have been violated as a grown-up, if you've had sexual encounters where you really didn't want to do it, but you did it because you thought it was okay at the moment, and you just wanted to satisfy the person, and they kept saying, oh, well, how are you going to say no? How are you going to say no? And you gave up your power in those moments. What it's going to do for you when you're growing up is when you're having sexual activities, you're going to feel like you're being taken advantage of. Right? So you have to first meditate on that and clear and remove and forgive all those people that really have hurt you, and forgive yourself for the times that you've put yourself through shameful activities, because we all have been there, you know, that one night stand where you wake up and you're like, oh my God, what the fuck? I mean, if you haven't done that, yay, but I think like 90% of the population has. So you have to let go of all those guilt and shame moments where you're like, oh fuck, you know, and really get back in tune with your sexual nature, because sexual activities, sexuality is in alignment with your higher self. And it's okay to feel sexual pleasure. It's okay. I had to learn that. You know, I've had many sexual relationships and encounters where I was not comfortable. I can hardly remember. I only remember like one or two of them that I was comfortable in. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of them were not comfortable for me, and I had to really force myself and get out of my head and stop thinking negative so that I can actually enjoy the experience, because a lot of times I was not enjoying the experience. I felt like I was just like, oh, it's something I gotta do. Like, and it wasn't the person. It wasn't that I didn't like the person. It wasn't that they were ugly or stupid or anything like that, okay? You don't have to forgive, but you can choose to. But yeah, you do have to forgive. because forgiveness is the only way to freedom. So what I'm saying is not that you have to forgive. You don't have to do anything. You don't got to do anything. But just remember, whatever you don't forgive now, sooner or later, your soul will come back to it. Whoever we don't forgive for whatever they've done to us. Listen, I've had experiences when I was younger. Things happened to me. I had to do meditation and work on this with these people, with this, whatever. I'm not going to get into it, but I had to work on it and meditate strongly and heavily on it for forgiveness. And when I did, I had dreams about it, and it was stuff that it was hard to look at and hard to see. But when I saw it, it almost gave me like an empowerment because I was able to put myself in that situation. So when you see here on my title, again, like it says, healing the pelvic floor for better orgasms and sensations. What you need to understand is that our woman parts, okay, especially if you have sensitive woman parts like I do, and you're sensitive, like, you know, in the touch spots. And again, if someone did something to you physically, sometimes that could make you uncomfortable with being touched by someone in specific areas of your body, such as myself, okay? We can forgive from afar. We don't have to involve the people to properly move on. Oh, no, you definitely don't. So forgiveness has nothing to do with you being like, I forgive you. You don't have to physically be next to the person and forgive them, okay? Hey, babe. Hey, Zen. Have fun at work. You don't have to physically forgive someone and hug them and be like, it's okay, I forgive you. It's an energetic thing. Forgiveness is all about energy, right? So remembering that when you hold on to anger and frustration, you give that situation power. Your sexual organs really have a lot to do with you not letting go of something or forgiving something, or there could have been a moment in your life where it took your sexual power away, and now all of a sudden I had to work on this with myself often, you guys. There was a time in my life when I really enjoyed sex and I was all like, woo, all for it, and then I came to a point in my life where I something happened, something clicked and was like, no, I love you too. Something clicked in my head and I was like, no, I can't do this. Like, and then I would try to have experiences with people. And when I did, I always like ran out awkwardly, like, I can't do this. And recently, for the past year and a half, I've been really to myself and not involving myself sexually with anybody at all. So it's been a lot of inner work and healing. But one of the things I wanted to give to you guys was that if you want to strengthen your pelvic floor, have better orgasms and enjoy it, the first thing I would suggest to do is emotionally heal whatever is going on. Yeah. Some people have no forgiveness and you can still be okay with yourself and let it go without forgiving. Some people have no forgiveness and you can still be okay with yourself and let it go. Yeah, you can, but most of the time we say that, but it always comes back for review. It's all like, I've had times where I don't need to forgive them, I'm good. And then boom, something will happen and it triggered that memory and it comes back to bite me in the ass. So I just look at everything that I feel took away my power, every little thing, and I take my power back in those situations. Hi, Chi baby. So when that time comes for you, oh my God, you're going to be so magical that time. That will be a time to manifest, girl. No, I manifest without any of that. Everything comes to me easily, right? But it's just the sexual part I had to really work on healing. And a lot of people will understand this. A lot of people will be like, the fuck is she talking about? But the people that understand it, they understand. So if you want to heal your pelvic floor and strengthen it, first of all, walking, exercise is really good, which I'm starting to make myself do. Obviously, if you're heavier and you're not active at all and you're heavier, you're going to put a lot of pressure on your pelvic area, and it's going to just be like blah there, and it's going to become like dull. You have to move, right? Move around. Sexual activity is actually healthy for it. It actually strengthens it. Women might think that their vagina gets tighter as they don't have sex. That's actually wrong. If you're not using those muscles, they loosen up, and then now you have. And it grows into when you get older, you start to have leakage and you like pee on yourself. Like, I don't know, these things could happen, which is why I'm really working on it, because I don't want to be that woman. I don't want to be walking around with the pens on. No, thank you. So strengthening that pelvic floor and those pelvic muscles is super important for everything, okay? Everything. Tyga, meditate on edibles, really? Come on, you got to stop. Just stop. You're talking about not forgiving people, meditating on edibles, boo-boo. Take it somewhere else. We don't tell people take drugs to meditate. That's the point of meditation, to never need an edible in your life. Okay? I haven't done a drug or smoked weed in so long, and I've never been higher in my life. So let's stop telling people that smoking weed's going to take you there, eating edibles, drinking out. None of those things are going to take you to your spiritual evolution and enlightenment. None of those things. Only you can do that. Everything you want is within you, okay? I've done every drug, almost every drug to offer. None of them ever brought me the kind of spiritual connection and evolution and enlightenment and self-love and healing and purpose the way it has without me doing anything and really looking at myself in the mirror and meditating without all that shit, learning to control my mind and bringing myself to a higher vibration and a more powerful state of mind. And I have not had no drugs, no weed, no none of that to assist me in that. No MDMA, no ayahuasca, none of that bullshit. Okay, those are just shortcuts to people saying that they're gonna become higher, get more in tune and relax more. Those are excuses. You can't relax without weed. You can't relax without drugs. Listen, people can say all they want. Oh, weed makes me, vape is a drug. You're absolutely right. Nicotine is a drug, and it's something that I'm working on, but it does not get me high, nor does it alter my state of consciousness. So remember that, okay? Vape is a drug, okay? It is. And I stopped smoking cigarettes and I take the vape here and there, but it doesn't alter my state of consciousness is my point here. Anything that alters your state of mind or consciousness and you think it's going to give you the shortcut to enlightenment, you're wrong, okay? You're absolutely wrong. So you have to sit with yourself. I know, because I had to smoke weed, take Adderall, do this, do that, just to feel okay with being with myself. And now I look at those things and I'm like, no offense, but I'm like, no, I can't touch them because I know that those were just substitutes to what I was avoiding, which was myself, right? And once you learn to be okay with yourself, I promise you won't need no edibles, no weed, none of that shit. None of it. Okay? And people could say all they want. Weed is not a drug. Weed is not a drug. It's a fucking drug because you get addicted to it and you have to smoke it all day long. Everybody thinks it's okay because it's legal. Same thing happened with alcohol, remember? Remember when they made alcohol legal? And now you look around and people's lives are destroyed because of it? Don't think that weed ain't going to do the same thing to people. If people are high 24/7, how will they ever know who they are? How will you know who you are inside of your mind if you have to keep on doing something to feel that way when you should be feeling the way you feel, not the way some substance is bringing you to feel? Okay? So, just because for real, and I'm seeing people all the time smoking weed and like doing spiritual stuff. And listen, man, I get it. Everybody's got a vice, right? Everybody does. I guess you could say this is my vice, right? But my main vice is meditation, okay? Meditation. That's my main vice. And I don't seek outside things any longer. Don't get me wrong, I think about it. Like, no, I wouldn't mind going to have some drinks and chill. I think about it, but I don't do it because it's just not the key to enlightenment for me, okay? So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys, share that little exercise that I did with my pelvic floor. And then ladies, masturbate more. Masturbate. But not don't get excessive with shit because then it's an obsession. We don't want obsessions. We want progression, not obsession, right? So do that after you do the meditation, and then you lift your stomach up, you tighten your pelvic by doing some Kegels. Try to do that without even paying attention to it. Like sit in the car and do it, drive, do it, sit down, do it, talk to people at dinner, do it. Try to do it as much as you can, and it'll help strengthen up your pelvic muscles and lift your pelvic floor. Walking is one of the greatest ways to do this. You could exercise all you want. Sometimes straining is even worse for that, okay? It also takes the back pain and all that is coming from your pelvic floor being too loose, okay? I learned a lot today, and I wanted to share that with you guys because, do it. Do you love that homework assignment? Yeah, just, meditate on your sacral chakra. Forgive everybody who's ever harmed you or taken your power away sexually. Lift your stomach up, do some Kegels, and then masturbate. I just did it, and I'm going to tell you, hallelujah. I feel like a brand new person. I don't feel tired. I feel a lot more energy. I feel like 10 years was just added on to my life. My skin is glowing more, I feel more released. And again, the one thing I want to specify and I want to reiterate is to not feel guilt and shame about your own sexual self. right? We came here as humans and we have sexual organs for a reason, and we have the ability to feel great and amazing. Even men, they could do tantric sex and have not just come, they could have real ass orgasms if they had the patience and they weren't just so ready to just bust nuts all day long. Okay, so you're welcome, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and love and light to all of you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you can't feel the energy shifting to a better, more positive state, then let it flow through you. I mean, I could hear the vibrations, feel them. My feet, legs, my body is vibrating from the root down. It's just the earth is like ascending. So be patient with it, you know, ground, clear energy and ground as much as you can. Eat healthy, you know, we're doing all of that stuff, okay? Love and light to you guys. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Have a great day, Zen.